Hey there, B-Siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Danny.
And this is Jim.
And today we have an exciting interview with writer-director Sam Gaffin and Kristal Theron. Did I say it right, Kristal?
It's not your fault. My name's Kristal Theron. My mom's Colombian, but yeah, there's no way you could have known. But you did good. Thank you.
So welcome to the show, guys.
Yes, welcome. Listeners, as you know, we covered Robotica Destructiva. I'm going to say it correctly because we'll get into that whole thing on how I mispronounce stuff consistently, but I stick with it. Death Grip.
I mispronounced it also, so you're good.
I think someone in the movie mispronounced it, so don't worry.
Excellent.
And folks, if you remember, this is one of those shows. I don't know what the genre of it's called. We call them green screen movies, where it's, you know, there's really no sets. Everything is.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. But some buck wild costuming for all of the robots.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I think the only real criticism we had was the speed at which it flowed, because when you're trying to take notes on something.
So that's really a personal thing on us.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God.
I think we did make that clear, that if we just sat down for a straight view, it would just been a rocket ride fun. But yeah, type. You look up and you're like, what? Oh, what? Where are we?
You'd probably still be confused, but
So let's get into. I mean, the biggest question. I'm going to point this to you, Sam. Is this isn't the only film that you did like this? So what attracted you to do this kind of a project?
Just always been into the movies and stuff, and then we had the band with the killer robots, with the costumes and stuff. So it just seemed natural to make movies from it.
Okay.
With the characters. So we did one. It was like the killer robots in the battle for Cosmic Potato.
Mm-hmm.
Battle for the Cosmic Potato that we filmed in a living room with some green walls, and so we did that one, and we're like, oh, we could do better than this, so we did another one, the Killer Robots Crash and Burn, which was in a friend of ours' garage, and then we're like, oh, we can do better than this, and so we did Robotica Destructiva, which was again in his garage, and. Yeah, I don't know if that answered the question.
Oh, yeah.
I love that you take it and then you like learn and do more and do more and do more.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And also, before the movies, the robots were like a comic.
Oh, yeah. Before we did the robots, I had a photo comic called The Anomalies, and it was basically get all our friends together and dress them up in costumes, and we'd take pictures of them in different poses and superimpose them into action scenes. And I think the 25th anniversary of that is next year, so I'm preparing like a Kindle version of that. So yeah, stay tuned.
Oh yeah, that's super fun. You'll have to send it to us so we can put it out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. That's kind of a thing. We've talked to a small handful of folks indie filmmakers, who somewhere in the process, before, during, or after, there was a graphic novel or a comic series, or, you know, either in print or web published. I find that fascinating to do, or to, you know, see people who do that.
Yeah.
What's like the cost ratio for an indie filmmaker doing that? I mean,
it's just mostly time. It's the biggest cost. Like, and you know, pizza. You got to buy pizza for everybody. Sure, everybody eats pizza, and then that's mostly where it is. Some gas money, and then just lots of time putting into it.
And my flights.
Oh yeah, flights.
So tell us about flights.
What Kristal
is super cool. He has paid for me to fly in before.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So you don't live in the same area?
Oh, yeah.
Not currently. No, we both used to live in Florida. I moved to New York.
Okay.
But I have flown down independently. Usually we have like some points, but Sam always wants to offer pay. So I think we let him do that a couple times. I usually try not to, because it's where we'll find the cheapest option, because that's crazy. And I'm just I'm glad that he wants me in the movies that bad, because I want to be in them. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So Kristal, what is it like to film a movie where it's basically just kind of like you and other people, sometimes in costume, and like you're just kind of acting almost on your own?
Luckily, I was one of those kids who would talk to myself a lot.
Yes.
So it's it's definitely, it's a little weird, especially because we don't have like a huge budget, so it's usually just like I didn't meet any of the other women, my sisters in the movie.
Oh.
I've never met any of them. But I'm talking to them and interacting with. No, I don't think I even met Tori.
I think you met Tori in passing, like
maybe very briefly, but it would have been like after.
Yeah, it was like a couple of seconds.
But so it's just Sam in front of me with the camera telling me like what's going on. And like sometimes I'm like, wait, so like, am I mad at her? Am I like worried about her? Like, what's so
you decide.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that Sam's just like, just whatever feels good. So usually I'm the one asking like, can I do another take of that? And he'll be like, if you want, like, this works. So it's pretty low pressure for sure. I can imagine it being weirder for people who aren't already like talking to themselves or inanimate objects on a daily basis.
Oh, sure. Sure. What, so I can't recall watching, I don't think I heard. So like, Sam, did you feed her lines, or was it just, we're doing this, and then Kristal, you just rolled it out? Or did you have like any like verbal workings between to work off of?
Yep. We had a script. Yeah. I would, I don't remember if I sent it to you first, or if I had it just on a day of the shoot, but yeah, I just had the lines ready so she could read it, figure it out, how to say it, yeah, I'm a terrible director, so I really rely on the actresses to.
For certain people, you're an awesome director, because not very strict or there's no pressure, and you're very receptive to, because sometimes throughout like some of the movies I'd be like, oh, like what if I said this instead, and you were like, yeah, try that, and like a lot of times he'll let us insert our own script into the or just our own little touch to a character, because we're like, what if they do this, or what if they do that, and he'll be like, yeah, I like that, or but yeah,
I think that's that kind of director, I think, is the best. Not being an actor, not having been in there, but just seeing the end result, and like some of the most memorable moments in small films, come from the director not being all wrapped up in ego, and just being like, well, show me what you got. I like what you're saying. Let's see it. And we have talked many, many times about how more people should open up to that, because in the days of film, that was a pricey thing to let people roll off. You're counting how many feet of film are going.
Right. Yeah, totally.
And, now it's an extra 5 minutes out of the day. If you just let them run with it, and it could be gold.
Yeah. It's more fun that way, because sometimes it's totally fresh, new take on what you wrote, and so it's sometimes it just makes it more surprising when you've been dealing with the same material for a while, and then you go shoot, and it's like, oh, this is a cool way to look at it,
Yeah. So how do you see all that, everything that kind of goes on in the background and on the green screen, like in your head? How do you organize and put all of that together?
I'll make like basically I'll storyboard everything beforehand, and I'll have everybody, basically stand up. It's kind of like in a clock, formation. So I'm like, okay, you're at 6 o'clock for this shot. And so if they're in a scene with 3 or 4 other people, that I'll know the coordinates for them also. And but yeah, everything's drawn out so in a really rudimentary form. So when eventually want to figure out how to make the background, so I have an idea of what's going back there.
Nice.
Excellent. What question for Kristal, the story of how people end up on set is always widely varied. I'm always curious. How did you get introduced to this to be able to get the role? I mean, did you guys know each other beforehand, or was it like mutual thing? Was it a call out and you just one day like, oh, there's one, let's see?
It's very random. So his band, the Killer Robots, they play conventions and stuff. Obviously they're dressed up very gore style. They would play a lot of the conventions in Florida, including like Nerdapalooza, like Spooky Empire, some other ones that I forget their name. I had been in a band called Random Encounter, and I was the bassist, and Sam is the bassist. And there's just this thing where when you're a bassist, you become friends with all the other bassists because that's just how it is.
Sure.
So I had met him. We played a convention together, and we had gone to their show, and we had met. I honestly, like, it's fuzzy. I don't remember. I know that like we had become Facebook friends, and maybe he can answer this. I don't know why. Out of the blue, one day he asked me if I wanted to voice a cartoon on a robot cartoon he was making, and I was just like, oh my god, how does he know that? Like, that's 100% what I'm into. So I and this is at that time I didn't even remember because I'd only seen him as a robot, so I didn't even know what he looked like as not a robot. So in my mind, Sam was just this robot. Like, oh, this robot wants me to do a voice. But yeah, like we had known each other passively, but then he had reached out about doing the I Am Robot, You Are Not cartoons that he was making.
Okay.
So we recorded some of those, and then we were just chit-chatting a little bit more about what kind of movies we like. And we said that we both liked horror movies, and we're like, oh yeah, we should like do a movie sometime. So then at some point, I don't know if he was already planning on making the movie, but we filmed a trailer for the movie. So it was just a trailer. We didn't film a whole movie or anything. And it was like, cool, that was fun. And then we were like, hey, maybe let's do a horror movie next. And then sure enough, he wrote a script for a horror movie. And then we did that. And I think it was like 2 years later that we actually filmed Robotica Destructiva?
Right. Yeah. It seems, sounds right.
Yeah. What's really funny is, as you'll notice in the movie, my hair is buzzed.
Mm-hmm.
It was buzzed when I filmed the trailer. And then after 2 years, it grew out and everything. Oh, no. And then I buzzed it again without knowing. And then he was like, hey, do you want to film? And it's like, that is so convenient. I mean, I totally would have buzzed it again, but I just thought it was funny and serendipitous that like in 2 years, I just ended up with the same haircut when we were ready to shoot the actual film.
That is excellent.
That's amazing.
Kismet.
So I guess long story short, bassists.
Yeah.
Nice.
It works.
Yeah.
So on the set, because, indie film, the whole thing is nobody's ever like a thing. There's a director who's also the AD, the DP, and, sometimes craft services. But I'm always curious, like, Kristal, what did you have any other duties other than getting made up, dressed up, and throwing those lines out?
Sam is also very generous with credits. Like if you'll see the ending credits of any of his film, everyone has these very interesting and fun. I think my favorite was my dad was the balloon animal wrangler on your clown movie.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Usually I'll like do some makeup. He will credit me as a makeup artist and as an editor or a writer. Like I'll throw in one joke and then he'll be like, Kristal Theron, writer.
Hey.
Like I said, very generous. But yeah, no, like I said, he lets everyone be a little like creative if you have an idea for like the costume or for the script. It really is like everyone's just kind of working together and helping out. If someone needs to hold the camera for somebody else, or hold a light or whatever. Very much a village getting together to make a movie, 2 at a time.
So Sam, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of that bit that I watched about the behind the scenes. I thought there was a shot of 2 people together.
It might have been
an instance, and it might have been the men. I can't recall. There's so much silver going on.
There's a music video at the end where we just march around the buddy's yard.
Yep, right up towards that.
So yeah, we're sort of together.
Well, that's together, right?
Yeah, it counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I think we shot everybody separate though on the green screens. So I don't think we could fit 2 robots.
Take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. We're working on launching another YouTube channel, and Dan's going to be doing book reviews. Yeah. Problem is, so we live. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. We live in a log cabin, a real one, not like those Better Home and Gardens ones. Our grandparents built it. We're here. We were asked to move here. They're passed. Her aunt and uncle had it, asked us to move in because it had just started declining. Her grandfather passed. Her grandmother couldn't keep up on it. By the time we got here a little over 3 years ago.
They require a lot of maintenance.
Yeah. But as such, we don't have a lot of room. This room we're in here, her grandfather built for her grandmother to be a sewing room. She was a seamstress for a long time. Mm-hmm. So we kind of repainted and stuff because they are chain smokers. And after 30 plus years, this room needed some help. But it was just plain walls and particle board and stuff. So we got it kind of fixed up. But this is like our only space. This is we both work from home, so this is our office, but this is also where we do obviously the podcast. And now we're doing this video thing. And with a green screen, we don't quite have 3 feet to put between her and it. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been playing with lighting to get the right balance, to get the green screen. So the rotoscope, it's not working overtime, but she's also not getting like green hair back cast, So I can appreciate it. The problem with green screen and small spaces. I look for things like that. I don't mean to be. I'm not like someone who's like, this happened in that movie and this happened in that movie. But I do look for details because I thrive on them. And we've seen some things where it didn't quite work. Somewhere in the process, someone overlooked something, and you can kind of see how when you're doing your adjustments, and all of a sudden there's this gray blotch because it's just too much, and they got the overexposure on the screen and stuff. Yeah. But that's one of the things I liked about this was nothing took me away from it. I mean, everything was so good. The edges weren't fluttering. It was a fantastic job, and I
Thanks.
Watch this. Oh, very welcome. I mean,
it was very clearly a labor of love, right?
Yeah. And knowing the pains of green screen and stuff, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And I honestly thought you would have had like half a basement. That's what I kind of envisioned. And I started watching. I'm like, man, that's a teeny tiny curtain rod with that fabric.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it was a small space, but it's amazing how much you can do with it though. You can create a whole world.
The first thing that we shot, I was like, I wonder what this is going to look like. And there were a lot of things where it's like, I'd read the script and I'm like, how's this going to work? And he's like, I'll do it in post. And I was just like, okay, but like, this is like a car flipping over or something, it's like, how are you going to do this? And then I saw the final product and I was like, oh my God. So now ever since, whenever like we're filming something, I'm just like, yeah, no, Sam can fix it in post. No, don't worry about it. He can do it. He's a wizard. He can make literally like anything with like this just the smallest amount of like footage that you wouldn't think that you could do much with, but he has proven his skills.
Yeah, we were filming a zombie movie called Zombie Debra, and there's a part where I'm like, I swear to God, there's going to be an overturned truck over here with Twinkies spilling out of it. You just have to trust me.
Well, my favorite for that movie, because people get really disturbed, there's a scene where all the zombies are eating a dead raccoon.
Okay.
And everyone's like, oh, and it's like, I tell them, like, that was a plate of meatballs. That raccoon was not there. We never saw a raccoon. He superimposed the raccoon over the plate of meatballs, and it looks convincing.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sorry if it was a real raccoon. We have raccoon issues.
They're very cute, but they did destroy all my bird feeders just this morning.
Oh no.
And they stole a few of them too.
It's an ongoing thing. Yeah, we're in southern Wisconsin.
Okay.
Very southern central, and we're in the middle of the woods, and yeah, there is nothing but wildlife. Most of which is fine. Yeah. But raccoons here, it's a 4-letter word. Everybody hates them. Well, they're the biggest they present the biggest problem for rabies.
Oh, wow.
And, it's a lot of dairy farms and just a lot of people who have small, like family farms and a few, livestock. So the whole concept of just live trapping them and taking them somewhere, that will get you shot at.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody sees
no one wants you to let raccoons loose on their land.
Or near it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think there was at one time a sanctuary, but they're like, stop. We're like funny. At twice capacity. This can't continue. But, yeah.
So what kind of films inspired, either one of you, growing up and getting interested into indie filmmaking?
I guess for me, during the 80s, every 80s movie that's coming out seemed like everything was good. You got Aliens, you got RoboCop, Terminator, all those. Yeah. So, whatever was out there seemed like it.
Similar. Obviously, because we had a conversation about what movies we like. Also, very drawn to B movies.
Yes.
B horror movies growing up as a kid. I watched whatever my dad watched. I was fully interested in all the movies that he wanted to watch, which was your RoboCop and Aliens and stuff. I was definitely watching movies that like I shouldn't have been watching.
Oh yeah.
But I loved them. I enjoyed it. So, I have feelings about that too. But it was also fun to just watch like the bizarre, like not super well known, like just weird movies. And then like, back in the day, you don't have the internet like we do now. And so you'd grow up wondering like, what was that movie that I saw? And you're like trying to like talk to people and describe and be like, what was this movie? And then it's like, one time I had like accidentally recorded the end of Nightbreed on VHS.
Oh,
and I was like, what is this? What is this like neat masks and stop motion and stuff? So I was always very intrigued by like spooky things and also like sci-fi. Huge fan of MST3K.
Yes.
Love inserting comedy and everything. I always think that like there's humor to be found in like, especially like horror or like sci-fi. And that's obviously something that comes through a lot in like the movies that me and Sam work on together. And that's definitely like part of like why I love working on his movies. Because it's the kind of movie that I would have like stumbled across as a kid and been like, what is this?
Right?
Exactly.
I'm confused, but so intrigued.
We have often talked about, and with other people, like for all genres, 80s was like the golden age of this because it was an evolution. So I grew up in the 70s watching what I could on cable TV, not just Night of the Living Dead, but there was Night Gallery, Twilight Zone, all the TV shows. And then after midnight is when the true treasures came, all the B movies. And for, growing up, a lot of it's black and white and, Flash Gordon style stuff, Forbidden Planet, which is my all-time favorite sci-fi movie, just because it was so far ahead of its time when it was made, the idiot wine or booze making chef aside. But horror was really great because I saw Night of the Living Dead. I was 6. And I was by myself in the house. Everybody else was asleep. My grandparents' house, very Irish ensemble of bodies in there. And I had the TV to myself. And that thing creeped me out to no end. But also, the ending infuriated me so much. I actually cried. I was devastated.
It's so unfair, that ending.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the deal? No movie has ever ended like this. And I was hooked. But yeah, that's why we call it Bravo for the B-side, because I think the best things you can get out of film for inspiration and stuff are B movies. And then as of late, indie films, low budget stuff. Because there's no reliance on studio glamour, all this stuff. It's like, here's what you've got, and you have to make it work. And there's varying levels of that.
Well, I think what's really beautiful
it's always wonderful,
What's really beautiful about indie films in particular is that they're always passion projects. Like, that the people making them care about them, and they care about the art and the product they're putting forth, and they're not just coming out for a paycheck. I mean, a paycheck's nice, right? I don't think anyone would ever go, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to be paid for my work. But that's not the point of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it kind of is. Everyone would like that check. But you step through that threshold. Yeah, I heard the word check, but it's like that. It's like a unicorn. You've heard about them, but I've not seen one. Maybe one day. But you got to pour into it.
You do.
Yeah.
And I would always, even in my youth, I would immediately run to like any behind the scenes content that was available for movies, because I loved seeing how they made things, particularly if it was practical effects. Like, I'm so lucky now that now they've been making so many documentaries about movies and like from the 80s and stuff. Like, there's In Search of Darkness, which is like my favorite documentary series. They're like doing a 70s one coming out soon. So that's going to be fun. But I had seen the documentary of like the making of The Blob, and there's so much cool stuff they did with the practical effects. Like, you have ideas on what they did, but when you see what they really did, it's like, wow, that was really innovative and like really effective. That being said, The Blob was like the first movie that I saw as a kid where like a child got brutally murdered by the monster. I was like, they can do that? So,
oh my God, kids aren't off limits. now I'm going to look around at night a little more cautiously. I get that. So on that, so like the behind the scenes stuff. Now for me, I had subscriptions to like Fangoria, Film FX, all the special effects magazines in the early 80s, because that was a huge thing. What really got me, aside from just the movies and the stories, were the effects, and no matter how big or small. And I won't get into it, but I utilized some of that. I wanted to be Greg Nicotero and be the guy who just like shows up in Hollywood one day and is like, look at what I can do. But my artistic skills are absolute crap. I can't sculpt. I can't draw. I'm not mechanical. I don't know what the hell good I'd be to anybody. But it was so much fun to do and watch, and then and spent so much time imagining, how did this happen? What happened? But yeah, all these documentaries, all this footage that was, spirited.
Do you remember a magazine around the time? I think it's called Cinemagic.
Yes.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah, it was basically backyard filmmakers doing special effects and stuff. Yeah, even though I didn't have any Super 8 or any of the camera equipment they had, I just enjoyed reading it and pretending I was in their shoes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was the idea of a camera growing up. That wasn't ever gonna.
Yeah.
That was for another economic bracket. But I did go to like the drugstore and buy like bald caps, and cut them up, right?
Oh, cool.
And then I used different kinds of glue, and I learned along the way what to use and what never to use again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, spirit gum was not something I knew about.
Yeah.
But then when the first place carried fake blood for Halloween, that wasn't the little tube, but an actual liquid, not the little gel stuff. Oh, a whole new world opened up for me. Oh, I could make dangly flesh, and I could have bloody wounds. And I made a costume in 7th grade went to the Army Navy store or Army surplus store, got a helmet, some stuff, and bottles of fake blood, put the goo on, figured out how to run a little rubber tube and a little plunger, and I was a soldier with half his face blown off. I thought it looked fantastic.
Sounds cool.
I'm pretty sure it was lame as hell, but I was so proud of it, and I loved it. I mean, that's the backyard thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did that translate to, like, what was the first, like, camera in hand moment where you could take what you've done and imagined and, you know, played and put it in front of something that people would see? I mean,
the first, you mean like first film ever?
Not really the first film so much, but just like, what was the moment that it was like, was it like you had a camera for whatever reason? Or, because I know a lot of people are like, well, my grandpa or my father got a camcorder, you know, one of those big VHS shoulder breaking things. And they're like, oh, new world.
You know, I never touched a video camera until I went to a little film school in Melbourne, Florida.
Okay.
Called Phillips Junior College, but yeah, it was the first time we got their used cameras and stuff. So it was like everything before then it was just like just imagining what it would be like. So yeah, that was the first time, and I made a little video there about these. It was about these guys. They were superheroes in World War II. And then they got called back into action in the 90s when I was when I made it. So it was like it was my mom made costumes and their muscle suits, and it was pretty ridiculous.
That sounds amazing. Do you still have it?
Yeah, I have it. I'm every once in a while I'm like, I should put this out somewhere. I'm like, nah. They've all
I don't know.
Context.
Yeah, you can always go back and play with it and cut it up, and you know.
Yeah, I guess it could. Yeah, or just put it. I guess it is like a snapshot of 1990s, like low budget. You know.
Listen, there's YouTube videos of just 90s commercials.
Yes.
Right?
Like, so people are craving the 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone would watch that and be like, oh.
Absolutely. We have a friend who has like a basement full of film clips, projects that he started and, you know, didn't run. Hilton Ruiz, who did Zombie with a Shotgun. He's been at this for like ever. And, you know, not even like studio set. He's just like, oh, maybe this will be something. But we've told him, and we tell like everybody who has stuff, get it out there. I'm going to use this comparison, as can seem weird, but the movie Obsession. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Not yet.
Okay, see it, because I had like a yin yang feeling on it after we watched it. One is I don't think it hit the hype, but it did hit the hype. It's weird to explain. For me, it was like a few notches below because I understood this kind of movie. But I think everybody else is falling in love with it because it's the first time since the early 90s that we have had a horror movie like this. It's you watch it and I felt very much.
It's definitely got
12.
the feel of like a very classic horror.
Yeah, I felt like I was 12 years old watching this gore fest, and just the way the movie is laid out and how it's done is very familiar. And then I realized, oh my God, there's whole generations who don't understand these movies because they're not finding them on the streaming services. They're focused elsewhere. But that somebody did this and they're looking at it, and I'm like, man, I kind of feel like really happy for these people. This epiphany, like, oh, what kind of movie is this? This is wild. You know, it's like, yeah, I remember that day. You know, and I like that people are seeing that. And because of that, I think people would be hungry for anything you've got in in your closet, no matter how ridiculous it is. Because it's not just nostalgia, but it's a window to something that was and may never be again in its full form. And to me, that stuff is the purest stuff. So get it out there, man. I'll watch it 1,000 times so you get views.
I did another one like a couple years after that called Space Raven, and it's got my buddy Mike McGowan, who's part of the Robots band, and he's in all the Robots movies, but he's like super young in that. So that would be fun to just put out, just say, hey, look, it's little Mike McGowan.
Show his kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone loves to see baby so-and-so.
Oh,
right.
For real.
Yeah. We're like, oh, it's baby Brad Pitt.
Right? Watching like Meet Joe Black and you're like, oh, look at his little face. Isn't he precious? But, okay. So what started the like robot costumes for the band, if that's kind of where this all began?
Basically, let me try to remember now. I just wanted to. I was a big fan of Guar. Guar and 80s sci-fi. Masters of Universe toy line was always fun. All the different characters. So I got with my buddies Samuel and Mike. And we just, I talked them into joining me to make a band, and eventually we got our other friend Charlie, and so Charlie didn't really play an instrument. He played a character with these giant fists, and he would just kind of run around, and we'd have characters while we were playing the shows. We'd have characters, these monsters that would come out, and they would have like paper mache heads filled with candy. And Charlie's job was to smash the heads, and
Nice.
but a couple guys got knocked out, so we stopped doing it. And
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
To paint the picture of what a concert was like, because that was life-changing when I went to mine for the first time. Our drummer actually already knew the Killer Robots, and he was like hyping them up, and he's like, oh man, you gotta come to their show, it's so awesome, there's pool noodles and there's monsters and you fight them. And it was one of the most fun times I've ever had, because it was just everyone, it's like a pit, but it's not actually violent. Everyone's just having a good time, dancing around, hitting each other with pool noodles. And there's like a lobster monster, and there's like all these other like creatures that are in the crowd jumping around. There was a kid who was dressed up like Solid Snake, so he just had the box and he was running around with like the box. So that was not related to the band, but it just goes to show it's the atmosphere, that it creates. It's lots of fun. It's not your regular, and of course they're on stage in their costumes somehow playing their instruments with all that gear on. But yeah, it's a whole experience.
And this was in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Central Florida, Orlando area. Yeah. Sometimes people would show up in their own costumes and stuff. So that'd be kind of fun.
That's awesome. Do you guys still play?
No, I think our last show was in 2017. But yeah, who knows? We might get out there again once we hit our 70s or whatever.
Kristal, what do you have going for? Do you still play, or you focused elsewhere?
Focused elsewhere. I think my band broke up around like the same time. And then I moved to New York. So just random projects here and there. I'm very like particular when it comes to like playing in a band. It was just a very like perfect storm of like personalities and stuff.
Oh, sure.
So yeah, I don't, I'll probably play again eventually, but I'm not really like pursuing it or like, anything like that. I'm just kind of distracted by surviving in New York.
Right.
But yeah, still love doing creative projects. I mean, I was always a visual artist, which is like another way that I'm stoked to be working on Sam's project, because I like the idea of like making things and like artwork and stuff. We've done some like music videos where he uses his artwork for it, and it's super cool. So yeah, I just like doing creative projects. I like acting. I've done some other like random things here and there for friends. Like in college, I did like some short films and stuff. And yeah, like building things, doing makeup, just kind of all over the place. But yeah, no, I'm really grateful actually, because after the band broke up and then I wasn't really doing art anymore, because right out of college I was doing art, like art shows and stuff. I was selling paintings and, showing my work around places. And that all kind of stopped around the same time. And I was like, well, what am I doing now? And then Sam was like, hey, you want to collaborate on this stuff? So like he's kind of my lifeline into still being creative and having that be a part of my life regularly, and something for me to look forward to. I'm always looking forward to the next project.
Nice.
And it's always exciting to see a project become finalized and then be able to share it with everyone and watch it and be like, whoa.
I love that.
Well, so both of you about the same time. So 2017-ish is about when the bands kind of went down. But, and I was just thinking that was only a hop, skip, and a jump to pandemic. What was it like for either of you? You're doing these things and this, and then, it slowed down a little bit. But in the vein of, all right, going to find something else and steam forward with it. Mm-hmm. What was that like for both of you in that time when, you don't even want to look at a human being because we can transmit with our eyes, all this stuff that's going on, I mean, what was that like for you guys?
Well, at that time, I'd already filmed a bunch of Robotica Destructiva, the green screen stuff. So it was like all the way through the pandemic, I was just constantly compositing and editing, dude. And
an editor's dream.
Yeah.
I need time alone. I need to not be disturbed. And oh goodness, what just happened?
Yeah. So yeah, that was my pandemic.
A worthwhile endeavor.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
What you, Kristal?
I was, depending on how you look at it, either lucky or unlucky enough to still be employed. I worked as a bartender for a gastropub, and we closed for like a week, and then we reopened for like takeout and delivery, which is something we hadn't really done before. So I got to be the guinea pig. So I was the only front of house person there. It was interesting. I got to face the wrath of everybody dealing with the pandemic. There was a day where literally I was just on the phone all day because people were calling to like complain about like, oh, it's taking long, or, I didn't get my plastic fork, or, just the stuff people complained about during the pandemic. Cause
my pepper packet was bent.
Yeah. And literally as soon as I'd hang up the phone, it would ring again. So I was at least busy for the pandemic. I definitely was not bored or, had enough time to dwell on the existential dread. Did not do anything creative. I think I might have done a music video though. I think I might have actually like been able to jump in on a music video for something. But yeah, no, the pandemic was a blur of customer support nightmare.
No, and you were in New York at this time?
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah. We get the whole thing. Danny's aunt owned a restaurant in that period, and they did the same thing. They closed down and then had the idea, well, wait a minute. There are things they can do. She is widely known for her magnificent margaritas.
Oh yeah.
So she put together margarita kits, and people could call in, order them, and pay, and then they could come up to the restaurant and they'd be outside the door waiting for them. And that's basically how they survived for quite a while, until it got to a point where they would allow you to handle food and pass that off It was pretty strict around here. It's all little towns, teeny tiny towns. But yeah, when people loosened up a little bit to be like, yeah, I can go outside, put my mask on, and now, as long as I just behave and don't spit on somebody or, lick my hand and rub their face.
That's a lot to ask of some people.
I know. Oh, we had a lot of that here. Oh my goodness. And we got shouted at. We went for a bike ride with our daughter, who was, what was she been then? 13?
Something like that.
12, 13. And we're riding through, we lived in Madison, which, is the capital. So like a real city. And we went for a bike ride and we had our masks on. And somebody actually who drove by took the time, they saw us and slowed down, rolled down their window and shouted. I still don't know exactly what they said, but it wasn't friendly.
Yeah.
And it had something to do with the masks. And I'm like, oh my God, what is it to you? You should be wearing one, number one. But number two, just because we are, why not? Yeah. People went insane, but my heart beats a little bit faster for you, Kristal, knowing what it's like to have to deal with people day after day after day after day, and especially in a situation where things already aren't great. It's not a big step for it to just go totally wrong, and they've got nowhere else to go but you, because you're who they see or who they last saw. Oh.
Woof.
I was medicated, so it was fine.
All right.
Thank God for medication.
Right?
Modern pharmaceuticals, the best.
Absolutely. Can't get through the day without them.
Well, I was just going to ask, having moved to New York, was it, or is it still, if it was, and if not, why wasn't it? A lot of people who move to New York are like the amount of doors that can open for like all creative endeavors, music, acting, any other kind of thing. How did that feel to you? Did you feel like super like great opportunities for all of this, or did it become like a slog? Because we've talked to people who are like, yeah, I went to New York to do all this, and man, it was rough. It was rough. Because there's, a lot of people who want to do the same kind of creative stuff. And they didn't come from a big town. And it was just like an eye opener. Like, there could be rooms full of 50 people to do this thing. And how did that work for you?
So luckily, I did not move to New York to pursue acting or any sort of creative endeavor. I wanted to leave Florida. Not a fan of the heat. And just things in my life worked out in the way that it, like, first I went to Philadelphia. Philadelphia was actually really great. I think it might have been maybe slightly more enjoyable to some degree than New York, depending on what you're into.
Sure.
But I was there for 6 months because I had an opportunity to live there for 6 months. And then I had an opportunity to move to New York. And I had already had some friends in New York. So I was very lucky. I didn't just like pick up and go to like a new place and didn't know anybody. Like, I knew people. Things worked out fairly well. So I think that for me overall, it's been a successful experience because I'm not trying to be an actor or anything like that. But I am around a lot of other actors and creatives. Like my boyfriend works at Upright Citizens Brigade. He has some shows that he does there. And then, he's got a bunch of friends who do shows there. And so I regularly go to the shows and hang out and stuff. So I know a lot of people, who are pursuing it. And it does seem very, very tough. And it's a lot of work. And it's one of those things where it's like you can work really, really, really hard. And hey, you get to keep working hard. Like it's I do feel like 2020 did kind of put a cloud over like any sort of creative endeavor. Like, for example, the original UCB shut down during COVID and then they had ended up opening up a new one. But like, nothing's back to the way it was. Like I got like 8 months of New York before,
the change,
post-COVID thing, which I hate to like continue to bring it up like, and be like, oh yeah, that thing that happened to all of us. But, there is this idea of like, that was a big change and nothing's ever really going to go back to how it was before that.
Yeah.
Oh, so many things changed. And yeah, we don't sit and like reminisce over it. And it's not like, but it is, I'm older. So I've seen changes and transitions in things. And that was like abrupt. And we do talk about sometimes like, so growing up, my grandfather would like wake me up at 2:00, or usually I was already up on the weekends watching my horror movies. And he'd be like, grab your shoes, we're going out. And he would drive at 2 a.m. to find a diner. He just wanted a burger, and he would take me with him. And those were like the best moments of my life.
Yeah, sounds fun.
But trying to do that with our daughter before pandemic was difficult. After, not even a discussion, not possible. The hours have changed. There's no more 24-hour restaurants around here. A lot of places did close and didn't reopen, or the companies, scaled down and not coming back to this area kind of thing. So I think it's valid, yeah, that, to be able to say you got X amount of time of New York before it became New York, the new New York, the new everything everywhere. I mean, Sam, is it like that in your area?
And
I mean, have just things that you would do, like if you were in a band now, well, what's going on in the area? Do you feel like it would be the same, or has that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's like it's been so long so yeah, you've done anything? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get out that much.
Oh, I think that's how we notice it. We don't get to get out much either. It's 20 minutes, and people who live in big cities think 20 minutes, well, that's nothing. But for us, 20 minutes means 20 or more miles.
Right.
So, to go to Walmart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that is like one of the top 3 big things now. And I'm not used to that, but like, we're going to Walmart. Let's go.
Yeah, sounds fun.
I will say on the bright side, I do recognize how, amazing it is that I can go to a concert like now,
Yeah.
because there was a time where I didn't know if that was ever going to happen again. And like Obsession, I saw it in the theater. I got to go see it in the theater as well as back rooms. It was very important to me that I see both of those movies in the theater.
Yeah.
So it's nice that it's like, okay, I can still do these things.
It is. We saw we bought it streaming. It was $5 difference. Rent it or buy it. Well, let's just buy it. Dive in. We did go to the theater for Project Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, which is gorgeous.
Yeah, Danny read the book and she was anxious. But
I read a lot.
That was an hour drive to go to a real theater, and it's such a long slog on a highway. Driving through city. I have been to every city. I've spent time. I did a lot of traveling when I was younger for work. Spent time in New York. Spent time in Florida. I did basic training in Orlando and did a few months in Pensacola. And sorry, Sam, if I were to die and you wanted me to come back to life, I said, ship me to Florida. My body will come back. Like, nope. So
Florida's interesting. That's for sure.
the humidity is what got me.
Oh yeah.
But so with the theater thing, it's a big deal, and I like that you recognize you can do those things, and I'm glad that's still available. But it's just, even that is getting smaller and smaller. We lost a number of theaters, and it's just it's just a shift. It's a shift. I hate to say goodbye to it. It's the same thing, but a different thing now, and just hold on to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anytime I go to the theater for that experience, it kind of cements in my mind that nothing can replace it. Same for like live theater. My mom came to visit. She's a big Stranger Things fan. It's like our one overlapping interest. So we went and saw Stranger Things on Broadway, and it was great. They do a lot of practical effects that are amazing. Like, I know how they did them, but I'm also like, how did they do that? Like, I know in theory how you did this, but also I just watched you. How did you do that? Yeah, it's just very like immersive. Like, that's the kind of thing you can't really get at home. Like, we have a pretty big setup here, and like we have like fancy lights and stuff. Like the whole room changes its lights with whatever we're watching. But I was still like, I need to see back rooms in a theater. I need to be surrounded. That's the point of the movie. I need to be surrounded by. I need to feel immersed
other
in
people.
the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like by that same token, I got to see Robotica Destructiva on a huge screen because we played it at one of the theaters in Orlando, the Enzion, and it was really cool to see it on a big screen.
Oh,
especially
I would imagine.
because so much of it is space. It's like, oh yeah, this reads different like in a huge screen.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm
trying to imagine watching it on a big screen.
Well, yeah, I'm running through like, nostalgia and reminiscing on things because we've had many conversations with us and other people about doing things like going to the theater. Theater used to be going to see a movie was an experience. It was a movie that you wanted to see, but I could say, "Hey, Sam, Kristal, Friday night, let's go." So you're going with people that but you're also going to be surrounded by 50 to 100, depending on the size of the theater, other people who are going to share each moment, the reactions, the laughter, the kind of stuff. To me, as a writer, when I would think of things, I've always envisioned anything that I've written as a movie. And how would people react to this? And how am I going to word this so that if it happens on screen, they'll be like, or, like that. Because that was kind of like the drive. Is if I'm going to do something, I want people to enjoy it. And now it's a little bit more
There
shallow.
is something too about going to enjoy something as a collective, like with strangers.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
I saw it was the third of the new, God, there's so many now. It was Star Wars. It was a Star Wars movie, but the new ones, but it was the first iteration, and it was the third one of the first iteration of the new ones. I know I'm terrible. All the fans are going to hate me. I don't remember what number it is. I think it was episode 3. It was when episode 3 came out. So we're sitting in a packed theater and everyone's like rowdy and excited. And then like it starts and everyone just goes dead silent. Like, shh, like everyone's like respect for the movie. And then like everyone started doing like Chewbacca noises, and it's just like, you're not gonna get this at home watching it, on your TV. And I have so many fond memories of just watching a movie and like just the reactions from the people in the theater were, or something that like stuck with me. I grew up in Sarasota, and we had a dollar theater. I don't know if you remember dollar theaters.
Oh, yes, I do.
So yeah, obviously, eventually it was more than $1, but it was still incredibly cheap because it would play incredibly like outdated movies. But it was walking distance from where I lived, and it was just a regular like, let's go watch a movie. And sometimes we'd go without having anything in mind. It's like, let's just show up and see what's playing.
Yeah.
And like that was just such a fun, like magical sort of like, I don't know that that's like a thing anymore, just like pulling up to the theater and being like, I don't even know what's playing because I'm not being assaulted by ads and trailers everywhere I look on a screen.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do for the drive-in theater that still exists around here, which there aren't many, but that is the one thing about being, I know. But there's a double feature drive-in theater in this area. And that's what I did as a teen, like every other Friday or every other Saturday or something like that. Go with a bunch of friends. We all pile into somebody's truck, and then we just sit in the bed of the truck watching the movie, and like people are shouting from all over the drive-in, and it was just such a blast.
Drive-ins, yeah. I love them. There was one in Madison. I was blessed with having a mother who could not care less about what I was doing or where I was or my well-being. which gave me an enormous amount of freedom. I would walk to the drive-in, and it was about 1.5 miles, not very far, but they had a pedestrian gate that you could, on the other side of where the cars would pull up. So you pay your 35 cents for your ticket, and you could go sit in front of the concession building. And they had speakers on the top of the concession building. You could watch the movies from the picnic table. I've seen so many wonderful B movies, Star Crash.
I don't even know what's going to play. You're just like, I'm just going to hang out with my friends and watch a movie.
A lot of times I didn't. And I got to say, back then, worrying about like rated R and age limits, I never got stopped going anywhere for anything. Like I would take the bus downtown at about 8:00 in the evening, and I would go to a theater where I first discovered the Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was 9. And they had midnight showings of it. Nobody asked. Everyone just always assumes, oh, this kid belongs to somebody here, right?
I mean, hey, that's 35 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, he paid, go. But so like what I don't know, I guess that makes me want to ask, like, what kind of reminiscing about things, like, either of you, what did you really enjoy about like a movie experience? Was it outdoor? Was it the group, the strangers, the collective thing? Was it, to me, it was also part of like isolation. It was just, I'm not home. I'm not watching cable. I'm in this thing, and it's just me in this movie and all these people who are feeling, doing that same thing. I mean, what do you miss, or what do you long for?
Yeah. Like even with bad movies, like was the first Hulk with Eric Bana.
Oh yes,
I went to that. Yeah, I remember going to the theater with that one, and people were dressed up and as Marvel characters and running around, and everybody was just screaming and laughing. And then I remember going to the where I worked afterwards, and I was like, "Man, that Hulk movie was amazing!" And I remember everybody in the office was like, "What are you talking about? That movie is terrible." But yeah, like yeah,
but you had a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, made the movie so much better.
Right? Well, I mean, going to any like Rocky Horror showing, I mean, it's better than going and watching a movie. It's very interactive.
Yeah. That was, I never understood. I never knew anything like that. I never knew anything like the movie, and B, never would have imagined people stood, because in my growing up, if you stood up and did anything in a theater, the dude with the flashlight would swoop in, and you'd vanish out the side door, and that was it. Nowadays you can pretty much do it. You could actually film a movie while someone's making a movie, and they won't kick you out.
I've seen people watching shows on their phone while they're at a movie, and I'm like, what?
Oh, that's us. That's a whole topic, man. That would be like a 5-part series if we talk about that. But I have strong feelings about that.
There's like a special layer of hell.
Yeah.
For people who fuck up the movie going experience.
There's, okay, yeah. See, you just threw me into Firefly.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say, or ask, or if I was going to ask, or if I was just thinking.
Sam, anything you want to make sure you like?
Oh yeah, I should. I made a list.
All right,
excellent.
Perfect.
See, we just made a movie called Rubber Nose Massacre. It's about killer clowns, and Kristal's in it. She plays a reporter. But,
okay.
And some of all the killer robots are in it, and then some other local celebrities. Mandaddy, who's in this band called Gargamel, he's in it, and let's see who else is in it. We got Babette Bombshell. She's in a bunch of trauma movies and stuff. And she's,
also in Robotica Destructiva.
Oh yeah. There's going back.
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. That's what I was just about to. That's funny. We were when we showed the movie at the Enzion, because I'm listening out, see which jokes hit and which don't. And the Wilhelm scream, that famous scream they put in everything. So I figured instead of having that in there, I would just have Babette yell Wilhelm scream while she's flying through the air. And I was like, oh, it's going to bring the house down. It was just like, it was dead silence.
Oh,
I laughed. That one gets me every time.
Oh, thanks.
I love that.
But yeah, so yeah, Bad Bet's in that. And we're also working on with her character in Rubber Nose Massacre is this psychic, like a TV psychic, goes on talk shows, and of course she's always wrong, and she just updates her psychic visions depending on what comes through in the news and stuff. But she's working on a script for a the character's called Olga Sparkles, and she's working on a script for a spin-off show or spin-off movie of that, and so yeah, that was that one.
Awesome.
Okay. Let's see, Robotica Destructiva Black and White, you can see on Night Flight Plus, along with Rubber Nose Massacre.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. And if you guys want to watch a cool zombie movie that's 10 minutes long, Zombie Debra is on YouTube.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just got done with the Werewolfers last year, and I'm putting it out onto what do you call it? Or Werewolf Summer actually is going. It's a short 15-minute movie. Kristal's in it, and she gets hunted by a pretend werewolf, and it's got a pretty cool twist ending, I think. And so that should be out. I'm gonna see if it gets in any more film festivals, or I might just put it out. I don't know. Let's see okay. And then the Werewolfers, to make everything more confusing, is an animated photographic animation of and it's feature length, and I don't know how to describe it without showing it, but Kristal's in that one too. John Schumann, we call him Shu. He's a werewolf hunter. He's the way he lets us use his property to film movies and stuff in his garage, and him and his wife Laurel. And let's see, I'm getting everybody, all my shout outs here. And I think Kristal is working on Tales from the Outer Zone, which is like a anthology, audio, all audio, right?
It's a spin-off from in Wrath of the Minitaur, which was the first horror short that we did together. The character's watching the TV, and there's a show called Tales from the Outer Zone, and it's basically like a Twilight Zone kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
So I thought it would be fun to do like audio dramas like that. So
Sure.
collaborating and just getting some stories. The first story I'm getting from my dad, who was also a very creative person who would always just come up with stories in his head, and he would tell me, when I was a kid and all that. So there was one that he really liked, and I was like, I think we should do a Tales from the Outer Zone with that. So then, I talked to Sam, and I was like, hey, like, you want to do a Tales from the Outer Zone spinoff, like audio drama situation? So that was an idea we had rattling around.
Very cool. Not to interrupt, I just have a question. Have either of you listened to Welcome to Night Vale?
Mm-mm.
No, I should, and I've been meaning to. And actually, thank you for reminding me, because
It's a lot of fun.
Actually recently thinking about it, and I was like, what was the name of that podcast? My sister listens to it. My sister's much cooler than I am. She's got her hand on the pulse of like all the cool stuff. So yes, she has listened to it. She has told me about it. I've been meaning to. It's on my list. I hadn't yet, but everyone's told me like, oh my God, you have to listen to it.
Sam, I think you might like it. It's
a lot
weird.
of fun.
It's really just like a narration from a radio station of just the weirdness that goes on in this town. Again? Welcome to Night Vale.
Okay. Welcome to
they did
Night
very
Vale, VALE.
Yeah. They did very well on the podcast front, and they started doing live shows and touring, and it became this huge big thing. And it was kind of cool to see it go from this obscure little thing to.
I know, because I started listening to it in like what 2016.
It was a long time ago, and it was
ages ago.
Just a weird thing you found, and you're like, "Hey, listen to this." I'm like, "I'm in."
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd listen to it in the car and stuff and everything, and it was just a lot of fun. But yeah, just what you said about the just kind of the weirdness and the little thing. I'm just like, oh yeah, Welcome to Night Vale was like that. I have to check in on them.
I really love that people are still putting out like weird little things to find.
Right?
Yes.
Like that's a feeling for, like I was saying, like with the older movies and stuff, and or even like older music, like you know, my favorite band ever is Gorillaz, and you know, they're obviously a huge deal now, but like when I first saw them, I just remember being like, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before. You know, I was a kid. I'm not even allowed to be watching MTV. I like, you know, so I'm like sneaking there, and I see this video come up, and I'm like, what is this? I'm intrigued, but also I'm afraid to stay on the channel because my dad might come home, you know?
Right.
And so, yeah. And then finding stuff on like, you know, Reddit, like No Sleep and stuff. There was a time where I discovered fun like authors there. And then, yeah, like podcasts and stuff. So I'm just forever tickled that there's always going to be creators out there just putting weird stuff out for someone to find.
Right.
That is awesome.
And hopefully we're some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, I always refer to, I don't want to say we, because I say it a lot. You don't really say it so much, but you know, when I talk to people about, you know, being a creative, I said, basically we're just a bunch of mental defectives who share that same level of, we aren't grounded in reality. We don't see things the way, you know, the normals do. We do what we do, and that's from writing, you know, directing, filmmaking, acting, music, you know, everything, art. I mean, it's all art, but you know, physical, you know, painting, sculpting, stuff like that. All of the other stuff I'm not good at. You know, I can put pen to paper and yes, but you know, build me something. No. But I do have a question for Sam, because you had mentioned festivals.
Mm-hmm.
What is your history with festivals? I mean, did you do them from way back? And I'm just curious, like, what's the environment now, and if you have a starting point to compare.
Yeah, it's like it's all online now. You just go to Film Freeway and find a film festival looks good and send it on in. What have I entered? Entered a Trauma Dance film festival. Entered Zombie Debra, and that got in like a couple years ago. And I've got right now, what have I entered? Entered Werewolf Summer into Trauma Dance, and I think there's a Bizarro Land film festival in Tampa that looks pretty wild, and there's a Tampa. Oh God, what is it? Tampa Bay Screams. Yeah, I've got into that one. So I'm still waiting to hear on Trauma Dance and Bizarro Land, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
And is that, and you know, not to get like personal, but is going the film festival route financially, I don't want to say lucrative, advantageous? Because we've heard from different people, like way on the one side, like absolutely, you know, couldn't live without, and others like you couldn't be within 1,000 feet of a film festival, and everyone in between. So what's it been like for you?
You know, it's
reward versus effort.
It's fun to see it with other people. So that's the one plus, you know, and sometimes the actors will get recognition for what they did, and that's the plus for it. But other than that, you can back in the 80s and 90s, if back then that was the only way you could anybody's going to see your movie, and it was probably a film festival. But nowadays you got YouTube, and you can, and you know, you probably just bypass film festivals totally. Probably be just fine. But yeah, it's fun to you meet other people there who are into the same stuff you're into, and so
yeah. I mean, I haven't been to a film festival like that in person.
Right.
So we covered a movie. We wanted to cover a movie called Fried Berry. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at the time, it was only in film festivals, and this was during the pandemic, so they were all digital. So really, all you did was it was like renting from Netflix.
Yeah.
You paid, and then you got to stream it with your token for 12 hours, and then that was it.
Right.
So there was no other people.
Yeah.
And
that's what.
It was
you
weird.
couldn't do like a watch party or anything, So, I mean, luckily, because we're husband and wife, we're together all the time, so we got to at least see it in the company of one another.
I know. We live together. We work 3 feet away from each other, or
but
I entered was it Wrath of the Minitaur, which is a short film I did with Kristal, sorry, and it was I entered. I think it was the iHorror Film Festival, and it was I think it was on Facebook, but you could comment while you're watching the movie with other people and stuff, and that was kind of fun.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we didn't even have that.
Oh yeah.
It was actually we wanted to do it because we wanted to see it, and we wanted to talk to Ryan Kruger, which we thankfully got to after we saw it. But it was, even though it was all digital, I didn't interact with anybody. It was like the most anal retentive film festival.
Oh yeah.
There was just such a set, the emails that, the communications, even the way the pages were laid out and how things worked. I thought, oh my God, somebody is having something going on, and it's spilling through to their work.
Right.
Because it was honestly, the most uninviting experience I've had. And I couldn't help but think, if this was a physical thing and I'd gone there, God, what would that have been like?
I mean, luckily for Ryan, Fried Berry was brilliant and did very well at the film festivals that it was at.
Yeah. It ended up everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he did, what was it he did? He did Garbage. It wasn't Garbage Pail Kids.
Well, Street Trash.
Street Trash. Yeah, he did the remake of Street Trash.
And before that, he did the one, and I can never get the name right. Every time I see it, I think of the picture that he had for the poster, and then all I can think of is Cats.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then he did the sort of combination remake / sequel to Street Trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
To catch that one. I like Street Trash, the original.
Yeah, right? That's why I was so excited to see, and it's weird. Is it a sequel? Is it a remake? Is it a reimagining? It's kind of like, yes, to all three. It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It was as much fun as the first one.
All right. Cool. Check it out.
Yeah, I think it's on Tubi.
Are you looking for it?
I don't know. I was looking for that other movie that he put out.
Oh.
But he's put
Cats,
a lot of stuff.
Cats 2?
It wasn't Cats.
I know.
He's got Alien Dick is one. Meow 2. That's the one.
Meow 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on. So I guess what have you gone to the physical festivals that you've gotten into, or is it just been?
We went. Let's see. I went to the Tampa Bay one. That was pretty cool. It was in like a conference room, so it was different. So we kind of sat around the conference table and watched a movie, and then discussed it afterwards. And let's see, we were in the Spooky Empire's got a film festival. We did a couple of those, and I think that's it. It's yeah.
You're not pointing out that Zombie Debra won 2 awards.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Zombie Debra is at the Spooky Empire Film Festival.
All right.
Okay.
And then it won I think best scare actor.
Yes. I got Best Scare Actor, which
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then it also got Viewer's Choice.
Oh, even better. Yeah. I think that's like the holy grail of any festival is the viewer's choice, because that's
the big one, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what the people came away, hey,
yeah,
this is, the majority of these folks, that's what it's for. And I know like the bigger festivals and stuff, the panels are folks who have I think a very different view on what's going on in terms of making their determinations. We have just like a couple simple rules, for like series, we'll give you 3 episodes. If at the end of the 3rd episode, I'm not starving for the 4th, it's got to go. I got to spend my time somewhere else. If it's a movie, it's kind of like just within a script. Script is the first, 10, 20 pages, depending on the person. I get 15, 20 minutes. I need to feel like I'm involved, or that all of you, director, actors, everything, are speaking to me, and I just want to keep listening. It doesn't have to be like action and stuff right away. But I know judges have very different technical views, because we've heard we've heard from some filmmakers who have received some less than flowery remarks on their work and why they didn't get this award or why they didn't get nominated. And yeah, it's just, I get it. Everything has its level. Everything has its place. But, I don't know. I always laugh. I mean, we've been told a lot of stuff.
Oh my God.
From
you have to be so thick skinned to work in the creative industry, right?
Yeah.
Because so many people are like, oh, this, we, present our, script or like pitches to producers, and I bumped my mic.
I knew we wouldn't get through a whole episode without that.
I'm going to do it on purpose.
I wonder if you did.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, this would be good, but nobody knows who you are. So.
Oh, we've heard that so much. I love this. This is great. And one guy put it point blank, you're nobodies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to get financing for this. Thanks. Right?
And we're like, oh, thanks.
Well, but he did follow up with, turn this into a comic book or something, and then come back to me with an audience and an IP, and I could sell this across the board. Like, sure, I know all about making a comic book. Why not? But then we've had my favorite bad one was John Henry was the first folktale I learned as a kid, American folktale. And I've loved it ever since. It's just, there's never been nothing ever like it. I wanted to not do just the story of John Henry according to the folktale. I wanted to figure out a way to bring John Henry into today.
I mean, the only thing that's ever been done on John Henry is that dumb little cartoon.
No, because they did one on PBS. It had Danny Glover.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and like 2 walls instead of a whole set. They had no money, but they did a bang up job on it. But I wanted to, we figured out a way to bring John Henry to today, even though he dies, in the story. And it's basically, what is family, and when friends become family, and then how do you honor somebody who did something life-changing for you, and multi-generations later, that person's still alive, right? In this tradition history thing. So anyway, it's John Henry is what it is. And all that aside, this guy, a producer, got back to us on it, and he's like, why do I want to watch this if I know he dies at the end? What's the point of watching this? I'm like, oh my God, what did you say when Gandhi came out? I mean, it was just a waste of money and time. I mean, the dude dies at the end.
Abraham Lincoln movie.
Right.
That's everyone who saw Rogue One.
I mean,
right?
God, yeah.
What was the point if they're just going to die at the end?
Yeah. So I guess anybody who's ever lived and has a story written about them, it's not worth it because they die at the end. Oh my God. Yeah, we've heard the whole gamut of
Frankenstein dies at the end of every movie.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, there's one. Recommendation for you both, if you have not seen it, The Bride.
Oh,
with Jessie Buckley.
It's on my list.
Oh, we finally got a chance to dive into it. Worth the wait.
Yeah.
Worth the time. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Jessie Buckley now. Didn't know she was a singer. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah. She's just all over the place.
I
And
know.
she's very talented.
Yeah.
But I was excited because I love Frankenstein. I love the story. And I've always wondered, what was the real after the story? What did the monster go through? What was life like? And then we had movies, a lot of movies that came out, took place in the 1800s. And then we had movies that came out like today, Frankenstein's Army and stuff, and some weird things. And this is in the late 20s, early 30s. And it's just a whole chapter of the Frankenstein monster's life we never touched. So I was super intrigued, and it was awesome. It was awesome. She made it even more awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah. I guess there's a question. If you could trust the process enough, because I have very, very harsh mixed feelings about remakes and things, but if there was something that you think justice could be done to it with today's skills and resources available, is there a particular horror or sci-fi film that has not been done that you would like to see done, you could call it done the right way?
Let's see.
So like
What do you think?
like a remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, like something like the original movie, it's classic, it's good or whatever, and it's pulp, whatever you want to call it. But you always felt, you're like, oh man, if they just, it could have been bigger. It could have been, something to do more justice to the story or the sensation or something like that.
This is one of those that I'll think of tomorrow afternoon. I'm like,
Oh, dang it. Yeah.
Or even like an old horror book or sci-fi or any kind of story, old book that you'd like to see made.
I have, so there's nothing that I feel like today could do it justice. But it's a little bit of a mixed bag because I was obsessed with 13 Ghosts, the remake with Matthew Lillard.
Yes. That's a great one.
And then it was such a specific time and place, like where the effects and the story was something that was just kind of like new and interesting enough that it was one of those like, oh, this freaky weird thing that I found, that's like is tickled a part of my brain that I'm just so fascinated with. And then finding out that there was so much behind the story that it wasn't even on screen. Like there's a whole book or whatever with like all the backstories of all of the ghosts and like all this other stuff and like art books and stuff. And people have been like begging for the release of like more of that information. They're like, we need a really extended behind the scenes and like explanation behind the ghosts. So I would have loved to see more come from that movie, from that like specific one. And like Matthew Lillard was amazing in it. Just absolutely iconic. So I wouldn't want it remade, but if we could go back in time and expand that universe in a way that it was consistent with how the original, well, not the original, that movie hit, I would have loved to see that. In terms of like a remake or something, this is another like absolutely impossible because it has to do with bringing someone back from the dead. This can only be done if Christopher Lee is alive. I wanted so badly for them to make a live action The Last Unicorn.
Oh, yeah.
Not a horror movie, but like just think like if Guillermo del Toro directed it, like practical effects and Christopher Lee reprising his role as King Haggard, which he wanted to do. He wrote a letter saying, hey, please, if you ever make this a movie, like I would love to replay this character, and he would have been perfect because he grew up to like look like him. But unfortunately, he's gone, and I would hate it if anyone tried to use his image, for it, like past tense, like that. So it's an impossibility, but that is definitely something where I was like, I would have loved to have seen a live action imagining of this with, like I said, someone like Guillermo del Toro, who really values like effects that are real. He doesn't default to computer graphics or anything like that. It's like he's so good at like creatures.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It would have been so cool to see, the creatures in the Midnight Circus, the harpy, even the unicorn and like all that stuff, the Red Bull. Like it would have been so neat to see what he could have done with it. Not that he was ever in talks of doing it. That was just my fantasy that he directed
Right.
it. But yeah, so those are some that top of my list.
No, that's awesome.
I was going to say, I think the 13 Ghost idea would work really good as a mini series with each ghost, sort of a la like Fall of the House of Usher, where they're all kind of tied together and each episode is its own of ghost story.
Mike Flanagan would probably do it some justice.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, the book I would like to see made into a movie is Stranger in a Strange Land.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, you know that. I have the first copy I bought. It's over 45 years old.
Yeah.
I've held on to that. I think it's the only thing I've had my whole life that hasn't been lost, burned, or stolen. But first it was just like, this is really awesome. And, it was age of, sci-fi coming to life in the 80s. And I'm like, oh, come on, they got to make this. And then later on, years later, I learned that over $50 million over, the years had been spent on 12 attempts to get that converted into a script and, begin production. They never got past the script phase. And they've poured all this money over the years. It's for some reason they can't do it. It doesn't work. And anybody who's ever been involved, it just doesn't work out. But I still would love to see that. I have no concept of who to star and whatever, because so much time has passed. It's like we wrote a pilot for a series and I'm like, oh, if only Brian Blessed could be the Pirate King. Because I love that man. I loved him when I first saw him in Space 1999. He was an excellent Voltan and Flash Gordon. And I'm like, that's him. That's who I thought of when I wrote this up. But, that's not going to happen. So.
I'd be a little older. But
yeah.
I would say if it could be done right, and this is going to sound way out of left field, is not horror at all, but the Fievel movies, I would love to see them redone.
Like
in
live action or
yeah,
animation?
In live action. I'd be terribly curious to see how that could be done. And if it could be done well, I think it could be a whole thing because I was entranced by the Fievel movies as a kid.
Are you thinking like Babe or like Alvin and the Chipmunks?
I'm thinking more like Babe, like more honestly, almost unsettlingly real, right?
Nice. Yeah.
With the mice.
Good answer.
Thanks.
That was the right answer.
Yeah.
Well, they'll do Animal Farm pretty soon.
Are they going to do Animal Farm?
There has been a lot. What's that?
There's so many of those. I don't even.
I know. Well, yeah, there's been talks of them doing it again. And I just, given the technology and the way things go, I don't know who asked for another one.
We already have one with Patrick Stewart. Like, what more do you want?
Right?
I mean, yes.
I mean, how can you beat Patrick Stewart?
You can't.
Exactly.
William Shatner.
Whoa.
Well, now see,
now he's fighting words.
Now he's throwing down the gauntlet.
We can start that whole debate, but I always just, instead of getting into the arguments, I just go, Shatner is one type of sci-fi captain. and
Oh,
we have a different one over here. This one is very well. It's Bill Shatner. We've come to know him. I mean, he's been around my whole life. But then we have Patrick Stewart,
a national treasure.
who is the kind of guy who will put on a lobster suit, smoke a big fat joint, sit in a bathtub, and have a picture taken, and then he'll publish it unabashedly.
True
Just
story.
with just hanging out for the weekend. I mean, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
Plus, the
I've been
picture was
watching
awesome.
X-Men 97, and
Yeah.
it's very good. And
I've heard
is.
that, and I want to get
listen,
into
the guy
it.
does a great job, but I'm just like, I cannot have anyone else trying to be Professor Xavier. I know that the character existed before Patrick Stewart's rendition of it, but I'm just like, Patrick Stewart
But
is
did it
Professor.
really?
Well,
Because everyone in their mind imagined Patrick Stewart.
I know.
It was everyone's idea before it was in the movie.
I mean, yeah, even when he still had some hair, because I remember, him from Dune playing Gurney Halleck and and stuff before that on British television. He still had that look. It's like the dude was always bald, but he just had darker, thicker side hair as he was younger. And because that also reminded me of like Back to the Future 2. Or no, Back to the Future, when Michael J. Fox is like, oh my God, he sees the principal. Did he ever have hair?
Kind of like oh shoot, what's his name? The Joker. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name.
Heath Ledger?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack
Oh, Jack
Nicholson.
Nicholson.
Okay.
Nicholson. I saw the original Little Shop of Horrors, and he's in it, and he's so young, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson always looked like Jack Nicholson.
And he has that
Always
widow's
looked
peak.
terrifying.
If
He
he
always
doesn't,
had those eyebrows. He always,
always,
looked like
yes.
the Joker.
Those psychotic eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, it works
It does. It's
for
true.
everything he's done. Yeah. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just derailed my train of thought again.
Oh no.
Patrick Stewart.
Oh,
Uh,
so Danny, you had mentioned about something about a series. I kind of want to like maybe wrap up with a question of, so we've had a discussion with a number of people and amongst ourselves. If story A could become a movie or a series, what would be better? And we've also had the conversation of this story should not have been like a series because there just wasn't enough to carry it through. And, this shouldn't have been a movie because there was just way too much missing. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Is there anything in the what you would like to see made into something area, or something that's currently out, either a movie or series, that you felt should be one way or another? And the reason I'm asking is we're going on the premise that if, written well, a miniseries especially, you don't have to come up with like 10 seasons, but like, a 6-episode run of something. If the story, is big enough, does a better service to the story and to the viewers in that you can just get so deep into it and you can get so immersed and evolved. And I think what inspires it is we're watching Cape Fear, the series. They had to come up with a lot of stuff to make it a series, right? Because I've seen the original and then I saw the
They had to
De Niro.
add a lot to it.
Yeah, but I think they're doing a pretty good job. So this one's kind of like an even on all three. I loved both of the movies, and I love the fact that in the beginning credits, they give credit to the films based on the book by so-and-so, and then based on the films, and then this one's written by so-and-so. Like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I watch it because Javier Bardem is in it.
oh.
Kristal knows what I'm
Obviously.
talking about.
So with that, is there anything that you would like to see more of, less of, via series or movie that hasn't been done, or something that you saw and you're like, oh, I wish that had been longer, shorter kind of thing?
Go ahead, Kristal.
I've definitely had that thought before when I watched a movie or a series. I can't off the top of my head like remember, but I saw I saw Nine a long time ago.
Okay.
It was I don't know if you saw it, it's animated. They were little like dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with Elijah Wood and
Our
that was
daughter,
one of those.
as I say,
Go
our
ahead.
daughter can't watch that stuff. She doesn't like the
Button eyes.
button eyes.
Button eyes. Oh, no
Yeah.
Coraline for her, huh?
No.
Oh, she was not a fan.
So I had known that it was a short, and then they made like the whole movie. And that was one of those instances where like the trailer was like so captivating and I was like, oh man, I'm so excited for this movie. You know, I was the right age for it, you know, and everything. So I went to see it and I was like, this should have been a short. Like it was a little too long. And I remember feeling it got a little redundant at some point because it was like every few minutes are like, we got to go back and save them. And it's like, how many times are people going to get in trouble when you have to go back and save them? You know, it was cool. I felt it was just too long. That it would have done better if it was a little shorter and tighter.
Brevity would have served it for the oomph.
Yeah.
Sam, any thoughts?
Any thought? What was the question again? Let me try to.
Is there a movie or series that you've seen that you thought should have been the other thing? Like a movie would have been great as a series, or a series that was like, no, this would have been better for just 90 minutes.
Good question. I'm trying to think of what movies I've seen lately.
I'll give you one, and this is also a recommendation. There's a short film called Cargo.
Okay.
I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's a zombie horror film, but the horror is emotional. And they ended up turning that into a feature film.
Yeah, that short was brilliant.
With Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, with Martin Freeman.
Which was a good movie, but I will still maintain
the short was better.
The short was infinitely better. And I think when you watch it, you'll be like, whoa. Oh. Just from a humanistic heart position, it is powerful. And it's only 15 minutes. You know,
sometimes that's all it takes.
It is.
It got the point across.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're still talking about it. And we saw it 10 years ago. Yeah.
There are a lot of TV shows where I'll just start watching them and I'm just like, just make a movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's it's like there's 8 episodes of this. Where are you going to go with it? But
that's fair. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that should be, and some other stuff like, oh, I would give this 50 hours of my life.
Right. Yeah.
If someone were to make it.
Right. I never get tired of watching this.
I guess
I appreciate. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Did you think of something?
I was just thinking about the. I really enjoyed the Dune movies. I guess but they did make a TV series out of it, so never mind.
Oh,
I haven't watched. They could make a better one.
Yeah, I've got thoughts on all that.
They could make a better series.
Can we pick like remakes that we wish didn't happen?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh God, that's a huge list.
What's the name of the film or vice versa that prompted you to ask that question?
Oh God, so many. The Crow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Old Boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have very mixed feelings on The Thing because the remake of the other thing, which was a remake. So the remake of the remake that they made in like the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
When that movie first came out and I watched it, I was like, why did they do this? Like, this was unnecessary. Like, this is a whole movie that it's based on like a scene that tells the whole story in The Thing. Like in The Thing, there's a scene where they go and they find them and like it tells the story. We know what happened. The end. So I'm like, now I bumped my mic. Solidarity.
Yeah.
I was like, why are they making this movie? And like, I hate the CGI in this. So I was a big time hater of that movie. And then I found out that they had actually shot the whole thing with practical effects, and that was the intent. And it was like a whole lot of homage and like reverence of like the original. I'm calling it for the original now just for the sake of being easier.
Simplicity, yeah.
Yes. And then they were like, no, you can't do that. You have to CG over everything. So there is a version of that movie with fully practical effects, and like every now and then there's like some, leaked images and stuff like that where it was actually going to be pretty much a love letter to the other one, and then it just got,
I can respect that attempt, but I have very, very mixed feelings on remakes. I mean, McCready is only going to look like one man.
Right.
And he's only going to be wearing one type of giant hat. And that's all I want. We don't need any other versions. That was done. I love the thing. That's one of my top movies.
Same.
It's like a comfort movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You and what's his name? He hosts a talk show. Is it
that could be
it's not Jon Stewart. It's not Colbert. I think it's Colbert's comfort movie.
Is it?
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah. He talks about it a lot, and it was funny because I'd been trying to get my boyfriend to watch it. He's not big on horror movies, but he's a huge Colbert fan, and then he kept showing me like references of him talking about the thing, and I'm like, just watch this movie. So I finally got him to watch it, and he appreciated it.
Nice.
So, but yeah, it's just one of the best movies ever. Like, I just think like in terms of like a movie, in terms of like telling a story, the visuals and the atmosphere and the suspense, and my God, the practical effects. That was another one that I ran to see the documentary when it came out, the making of, and showed how they made all the monsters and stuff.
Yeah, my effects magazines. One of them, the whole magazine was on the thing.
There's so much.
I know, it's wild, all the stuff that they did for the practical effects and the puppeteering and just the everything, And
it looks so great. Like, I remember thinking, like, every now and then I will randomly think, like, that puppet exists somewhere. Like, who has that?
I know.
That horrible sculpture. Like, does someone have it in their home, or is
someone
it in a warehouse?
Definitely has it somewhere.
It just exists somewhere, and that's kind of creepy.
I had a chance to bid on one of the 4 original Pumpkinhead animatronics long time ago. And I thought, well, first of all, I'm really interested, but I also know somebody with millions of dollars is going to be just as interested, and it's going to disappoint me. And then secondly, where am I going to put this 7.5 foot tall pumpkin head? I live in an apartment, man. No, this isn't going to work.
I have thought of a deep pull movie
give me a deep pull movie
that could be potentially made into a series. Like, I think there's enough there to work, at least into a mini series. And it is the other William Peter Blatty movie that hardly anyone ever watched, called The Ninth Configuration.
Oh, yeah.
Done in 1980. It's got Stacy Keach and Scott Wilson in it. Have either of you seen it?
No.
Okay.
Crazy.
It's wild. So this came out, in 1980, and in what Blatty wanted to do with it. So he did The Exorcist, right? But what he wanted to do with this was talk about the trauma and PTSD that the Vietnam veterans had coming back. And so he made this movie about, and I don't even know how to describe it. So it's like all these veterans somehow gather in a castle in the Pacific Northwest somewhere of the United States.
It's a military mental wellness hospital.
Right.
That happens to be an ancient castle in
the North American Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, in Washington State.
Yeah. And he has all these, psych patients there. There's one that's trying to do like Shakespeare but for dogs. There's one that thinks he can like walk through walls. And one of the patients there is played by Scott Wilson. And it's weird seeing him so young in it after watching him as Herschel in Walking Dead. Right?
No. Yeah.
And he is he's not a soldier. He was an astronaut, and he went insane right before he was supposed to take off to go to the moon. And so they couldn't go there because it would be like impolite, uncouth, and not very good for his skin.
Yeah, as he said.
And then Stacy Keach is the ex-Marine psychiatrist who is like treating them.
Mm-hmm.
And his idea of treating them is to let them indulge in their fantasies. And so I think it could be a really great series with like each episode focusing on a patient.
I mean, think of it like the original MASH, the movie, which was way wackier than the TV show. But there was enough in that film to warrant breaking that out, into this wonderful series. I love MASH.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. That would have been like so much material.
Oh yeah, for a series, they would have a lot. And it's a criminally underrated movie. But it would be very hard to find. I don't know if it's on streaming anywhere or not. I have a DVD of it. I've never been able to find it on streaming.
I know. It's kind of like The Tall Guy. You had to you paid like, I don't know, so much money.
I paid an
for
outrageous amount of money for that Jeff Goldblum movie for you because he wanted it.
I love that
and it doesn't exist anywhere. It's out of print.
And I love you for it.
I
know. So one thing we like to ask before the wrap up is because this whole podcast is geared towards people just starting out or thinking of starting out. That's why we cover the movies, and this was good and this was bad, and this is what you don't want to do and this is what you really want to try and achieve, and we think B movies and indie films are the best examples rather than using a $390 million film.
Yeah, we always try to frame our like reviews as they are and like what you can learn from this film.
Yeah. What would your advice, and for both of you, what would your advice be to somebody who, and it doesn't have to be someone who's like aspiring to be a director, but just wants to do this, either, hobby or like just pull the brake lines out and let this thing go full speed. What would you tell someone?
Just do it. Get it. Right now, your phone has a camera that's the resolution on it is so much more than I don't know, maybe even a 16 millimeter camera in the 70s. So just go out and start writing, start making mistakes and learning from them, and have fun. Get your friends together.
Yeah.
Dress them up like zombies and or whatever.
Kristal.
That's good advice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree because like a lot of movies happened because a bunch of friends got together, like Evil Dead was a bunch of friends getting together and filming in the woods. Like Napoleon Dynamite was a bunch of friends getting together and filming. I have terrible advice if you want to like do this as like a career, because obviously I'm not doing it as a career, but that's also, I mean, I love the freedom and the fun you get to have when it's like, this is a creative thing that's in my head and I want to get it out and I want to get my friends involved and I just want to make something that's going to make us laugh, One of my favorite cartoons ever was Freakazoid. And the more I learned about it, I learned that, I mean, it only lasted 2 seasons. The world wasn't ready for it yet. But they were like, we were just trying to make each other laugh. And I think that when you are making, like when you're creating art, like first and foremost for like yourself and your friends, and you're not really like, oh, what will other people think or whatever. You're just doing what brings you joy. That's, someone out there is going to see it and going to like recognize it, My thing's always like he said for the Wilhelm scream joke. If there's one person in the audience who gets it and is like so tickled by it, like that's like to me that's worth it. That's the biggest win, because it's like I love niche jokes that like, okay, it's not in your face, everyone's not going to get it, a bunch of people might miss it. You might see it, you might notice it the next time you watch it, or you'll never, like there have been things where I've missed it and like 10 years later I'm like, oh, you know, and it's sort of like, I think that those moments are so much more valuable. I mean, obviously having that isn't gonna make you like a super successful famous person or anything, but like I said, for me it's about like truly just creating art and just putting art into the world. And yeah, like there's nothing really stopping anyone from making things. And if you're worried that it's going to be bad, like make bad stuff. I had known some people. I went to school for art. I majored in art illustration, and I draw and I paint and stuff. And I knew other people who would draw and paint, and I did not think that they were very skilled. And I would kind of be like, like, man, they're really proud of their work and it's not very good. But they were making work. They were putting stuff out there. They were making things. And you know what? They got better. And I'm like, what am I doing? You know, I'm like judging their work, but I'm not really like drawing every day and posting every day. Like they're actually pumping
doing
out the artwork.
Stuff,
they're doing the thing. So just do the thing, you know, like don't get hung up on, oh, it's got to be perfect or whatever. People might not like it. Like, yeah, the girl who's looking at it and going, oh, it's not very good. What's she doing? You know, she's probably not making anything. So yeah, just get your friends together and do it. Do the thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
That falls right into the wheelhouse, what we tell people at the end of, you know, each show, which, you know, we thank our listeners for listening. And when you're getting out there, make the biggest piece of crap that you can, because whatever you do, it's probably going to be crap. But you know what? Hold on to it with a death grip. Love that thing like you've loved nothing else, because there isn't one person, one element anywhere in the history of art where their first go was a knockout. But that's how you learn. You know, I've written crap way in the beginning. You know, 6-year-old me did not write a masterpiece.
We still write crap.
I mean, yeah, we look at things and we're like, this is shit.
Yeah, we go back on the script and we're like, what the fuck were we talking about here?
We just wasted 3 weeks on this. All right, on to the next, you know. And for filmmaking, I mean, like, you know, Sam, you hit it right on the head. And we've said this too. These things we call phones have more filmmaking technology than Hollywood compiled since day one, right? It is amazing what you can do. And it doesn't cost you, well, it costs you the phone, but if you have it already, you know, do the stuff, do it. It's accessible. Get friends to do it. You don't need actors, and have fun. Kristal, you hit it right on the head too. Just make each other laugh. I mean, have fun with it. You know, I think that's great. And we also like to remind folks, you're not alone. You just got to find your tribe.
Yeah.
You know, and,
Absolutely.
And it's go to a live show of something. Go to a play. Go to like an art house or grindhouse cinema type place where it attracts more people like us than, well, you know, we keep calling them the normals. And embrace it. You know, embrace it. Even if you're like, I don't even know if I like this movie. It's not really so much the movie you're there for. It's to be surrounded by people who are like you, who like this stuff, and explore it and like to experience it. It's not whether you like it or not, or it's your favorite or not. Just be you. And that's one of the best. That's where I learned to do it when I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was a life-changing moment nothing else is compared to, because I understood what these people were doing. This is wild as shit. And they're out there doing their thing and they just don't care. They don't care. And look how much fun they're having.
Don't dream it.
Be it.
Yeah.
So B-siders, those are your lessons for this week after this fantastic conversation. Sam, Kristal, thank you so much. I mean, we just really can't. We love these moments. and Robotica Destructiva is just,
it's a blast.
It is.
If people are listening and haven't watched it, go watch it.
And I will gather as many titles as I can. Like I try to do, like in the show notes, we'll just get a whole list of stuff. I don't recommend looking at for anywhere in particular because nothing stays anywhere for very long. We've got show notes on episodes. I'm like, it's on Tubi. Well, 4 years later, it's not anywhere now, but yeah, thank you both.
Yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time and chatting with us.
Yeah, if anyone's into that kind of stuff, I highly recommend following Sam's YouTube account, because he also puts out animations and music videos that are all kinds of weird and fantastic, and he does all the music and the visuals for it.
And Sam will give us that link, and we'll put it in the show notes.
Well, it's going to be in my history.
Oh yeah,
yeah, somewhere. But yeah. So, is there anything you want to close with?
Nope.
We're good. I just want to say, I know this is kind of insulting to put it at the end, but just for me, we learned this morning that Bonnie Tyler passed away.
Oh gosh.
Last night. And Total Eclipse of the Heart was one of those revolutionary songs for preteen Jim. Yeah, just, you reach a point where you're like, everybody's leaving. which means I'm not far behind, but so sorry to hear that. She was getting ready to tour. She was going to tour this fall. But she got ill. She was in the hospital. They put her in an induced coma, and then it just happened. So, just want to mention that, and respect to her family and fans. I know what we're feeling.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, with that, we will bring it to a close and let you guys go.
It was fun.
Well, thank you.
So, thank you, B-Siders. We will catch you next week. Until then, this is Janny.
And this is Jim. Keep it up.